Now that we're finished with our first unit, we're going to move on into chapter 3, which is another unit all of itself, discussing logic, starting with section 3.1, where we're going to introduce the ideas of statements, negations, and quantified statements. And this is going to be a lot like what we did in chapter 2. There's actually a fair amount of notation that's pretty similar and means very similar things. But what we're doing here is more akin to philosophy or even English than anything really in math, at least anything in math that you would normally think of such. What we're talking about more here is how to symbolically represent certain types of phrases and sentences and things in between. So we're going to start by talking about what a statement is, and also some of the things that are not statements. So a statement is a phrase, sentence. Try to avoid saying the word statement in the definition. So say a sentence that can be true or false, but not neither or both. So it's a phrase where we can say this is true, this is false. We can't always say the same, we can't always say neither, but it has that type of relationship. We don't actually care whether the statement is true or whether the statement is false. All we care about is that it has the potential for either, depending on the scenario we're talking about. And the book and the PowerPoints I got have their own system of examples for this, and the homeworks are going to be similar to those, but I thought it might be a bit more fun and a bit more memorable if I tried relating these to stuff that's got a bit more pop cultural value. So hopefully it's not too distracting, not too weird, and it helps this stuff stick in your mind. But anyway, for a basic example here, we can think of the chorus to the song Bad Guy by Billie Eilish.
I'm the bad guy.
Which there we can consider a statement because it is either true or false. Either she is or she's not.
Duh.
Now, technically speaking, this is a bit of a gray area between a statement and an opinion that I'll talk about with the next example. But considering she's talking about herself, and I also think it's a bit more fun here, I'm willing to be a little bit loose on our expectations for objectivity for the sake of being a bit more interesting, in my opinion.